Hey, 8th grade. I'm here with the questions for chapters 10 and 11 this week. So I have the answers written on the board behind me. So I'm going to go through these and read them with you guys, okay? Number 1 says, what is Jim and Scout's attitude toward their father at the beginning of the chapter? And so number 1 says, they think he is old, which he's just 50, but he has no talent or skill or job that they can brag about. Like they feel like that they want to brag about something to their friends and that he doesn't really do anything that they can brag about. All right, number 2 says, what is the one thing Atticus says is a sin to do while using their air rifles? And he says it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. So this is where the famous saying comes into play, is in chapter 10. Okay, that's where they got the title of the book from. And lots of things that happen in this book are going to refer back to this saying. And I'll explain those as we get to them, okay? But that's what Atticus says. It's a sin to kill a mockingbird. And then number 3 says, why is it a sin? It's because they don't do anything but make music for others, okay? They don't do anything. They don't harm anybody. They don't harm other animals or anything. All they do is make music so that people can hear them, okay? Or other creatures can hear them, okay? So that's why he considers it a sin. Number 4, Heck says it is a one-shot job and ask Atticus to do it. What does this tell us about Atticus? He is more skilled with a gun than Heck. And his nickname was One-Shot Finch when he was younger. Number 5, why, according to Miss Maudie, does Atticus only shoot in an emergency? And what does this show or tell you about Atticus as a person? He stopped when he realized he had an unfair advantage over most living things. And so this shows that he's a caring person, right? Number 6, why does Jim no longer care if Atticus has any special talents? It's because Jim finally realizes he doesn't need to brag about Atticus's talent, because a true gentleman never has to brag, okay? They don't have to brag about their accomplishments or their talents or what they've done. If they're a true gentleman, then they're not going to have to do that. All right, I have chapter 11 over here, so let me slide this over. Hope you guys can read this. I'm going to go over it, though. I know there's kind of a glare. All right, so I'll read them so that if you can't read one, you'll know what it says. For chapter 11, it says, number 1, why does Jim destroy Mrs. DeBose's camellias? Mrs. DeBose said that Atticus lawed for black trash, but she might have used a different word than that. But basically, that's what she said. And then she went on to say that he wasn't raising his kids right. So, that made Jim really mad that Mrs. DeBose was talking about his dad. Number 2, what do we learn about Mrs. DeBose's health? She was very sick, and later we learned she was addicted to morphine, but before she died, she wanted to stop, okay? And so that's why she gets so hateful and angry, because, she had an addiction to a prescription, and so now she's trying to stop that addiction, and so it just puts her in a really bad mood. Number 3, what is Jim's punishment for destroying the flowers? Jim must read out loud to Mrs. DeBose 2 hours each week for 1 month. So that's his punishment. What does Mrs. DeBose leave Jim when she dies? He leaves her snow on the mountain camellia flower, which is like her favorite thing. And so that kind of shows you that she really does have a heart, and she really did love Jim, even though she might have been mean to him and said not nice things about him or his dad before. This flower will also be something that shows symbolism later, and I'll go over that. Number 5, what is real courage according to Atticus? Real courage is knowing you've been beaten before you begin, but you do it anyways. So this is kind of going to refer to the case with Atticus that he's taking on for Mr. Robinson. He knows he's probably going to lose this case, but he's got to do it anyways. He's got to follow through because he's taking it on and he's got to do it. Okay, so it's got to take courage to do that. And number 6, why does Atticus want the kids to know what real courage looks like? Tom Robinson's trial is going to take a lot of courage, not just for Atticus, but the whole family. And he doesn't want his kids to give up on him. He wants his kids to see him do the right thing and to not turn away from that. Okay? And sometimes not turning away is a really hard thing, but it shows a lot of courage, and especially in this situation with Atticus. Okay, so this was chapters 10 and 11 questions, and I hope this helped you guys to understand what's going on in the book right now. And I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. Bye, guys.